In the year 1758, a man walked into a small, cluttered grocery shop in the heart of London. He was looking for basic provisions, but instead, he found a woman who would alter the course of his life and literary history forever. In an era built on division, hatred, and the horrors of transatlantic slavery, their bond did the unthinkable. It survived. This is the real and told story of Ignatius Sancho and Anne Osborne, a love so fierce it defied an empire. To understand why this love story is a miracle, we have to look at where it began. Ignatius Sancho was born in 1729 on a slave ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. By the time he was just 2 years old, he was orphaned and brought to England, domestic service by 3 cruel sisters who, for years, he was forced into, refused to let him learn. They believed that education would ruin him, but Ignatius possessed a brilliant mind that could not be caged. He snuck into libraries, taught himself to read, and eventually escaped to work for the noble Duke of Montagu, who recognized his immense intellect. By his late 20s, Ignatius was a free man in London, a rare, dangerous, and lonely existence for a black man at the time. Then came 1758. Ignatius walked into a West Anne Osborne, and was a woman of African descent living in London, navigating her own hardships in a society designed to keep her at the bottom. The moment they met, something shifted. Ignatius didn't just see a shopkeeper. He saw an intellectual equal, a sanctuary, and a soulmate. They shared a passion for poetry, music, and freedom. In a world that viewed them as property, they viewed each other as destiny. Because they could not always be together due to work and social pressures. Ignatius began writing to Anne. These weren't ordinary notes. They were sweeping, poetic masterpieces of devotion. In one of his earliest surviving letters, he wrote to her, describing his heart as completely captured, stating that his love for her was the only true freedom he had ever known. They courted in secret, whispering in the shadows of a city that refused to recognize their humanity.